This tutorial will show you how to do the second strategy for the week 1 assignment, which is grouping objects in order to reveal individual steps, procedures, or parts. So I'm going to use the page that you saw in the flip chart that I emailed you for examples of the food chain. Here I have several different objects. I have an arrow, which I pulled out from the Shapes toolbar, which is right here. And then I have a couple of other arrows here as well. And I also have some images. These images I got from Google Images, but you also have lots of images to choose from in your resource library. Your resource library, if you go to View and Browsers, and you click on the second icon here, you should have lots of images to choose from under Shared Images. I don't have as many as in mine because I'm not using a school computer, but if you are, you should have lots of images to choose from. But these I got from Google Images, and you can find some there to use as well. So what we're going to do is group these objects. As you can see, they all move individually, so they're not grouped yet. And there's a couple of ways to group the objects. I'm going to select my first object, then I'm going to hold down the Control key and select my second object and my next one, and so on until I get all of my objects within my selection box. Once all of my objects are inside this box, I can click this icon here. If I hover over it, it says grouped, so I'm going to click that. It turns yellow, and that lets me know that all of these will move as one object now. So if I click off of them and then I select them to move around, they will all move as one object. So again, it's the icon with the 2 green squares. When you click on it, the background turns yellow and lets you know that everything is grouped together. I'm going to ungroup these for just a second. And I'm going to show you one other way to group them. The first way was by selecting the first one, holding the Control key, and selecting each additional object. The second way, which is probably a little bit easier, is to just click and drag with your mouse until everything is within the gray box that you want grouped together. And once I let that go, everything stays within my selection box. And now I can click on that same icon. It turns yellow and lets me know that these are all grouped together now. So that's actually 2 ways that I've shown you to group objects. I'm actually going to go and I want to show you how to incorporate the first strategy, or part of the first strategy, in with this strategy. For example, I don't really like how these can move freely around the page. I would rather them move in a straight line horizontally. So I'm going to select my group, then I'm going to right click just like we did in strategy 1. I'm going to select Property Browser, and when my Property Browser window opens, I'm going to scroll down to the Restrictors section, and where it says Can Move Freely, just like in strategy 1, I'm going to select horizontally. And when I click off of that, I'm going to close my browser window. When I click off of that now, well, actually, let me try that one more time. It didn't take for some reason. Property Browser, Restrictors, Can Move Horizontally. And now they move only horizontally and no longer freely around the page. And I think every example that I sent you, after I grouped them together, I set them to move either vertically or horizontally. And you can do that as well. Okay, so that is strategy number 2. Really easy, right? Grouping objects in order to reveal individual steps, procedures, or parts. I don't think you'll have any trouble with this, but if you do, just shoot me an email and I'll be glad to help you figure this out.